It's a rematch between two Brazilian middleweights as Bruno Ferreira takes on Gregory Rodriguez. There are over 30 knockout victories between veterans Drew Dober and Michael Johnson. That'll be a fun one. We haven't seen Raul Rosas Jr. in a whole year. He faces Rob Font, who he was supposed to fight back in September. Rob, your old opponent Rainier de Ritter squares off against the ever-dangerous Caio Borralho before the BMF title is put on the line once again. It's always fireworks when this belt goes on the line. And Rob, ever since this fight was announced, I've sort of flip-flopped on my opinion on it. How do you see it?
Yes, much the same. We were talking about it beforehand.
Yeah.
It's just that the more I think about it, the less certain I am on any one outcome. I'm starting to think Oliveira is going to be really heavy in the wrestling. And we've seen Max has excellent takedown defense and excellent work of getting up. But on the ground, if Charles gets that ground, he's so dangerous offensively in the jiu-jitsu. Striking-wise, I would have to say Max, he has a huge advantage. I think he's got the output. Charles gets hit, and he's not going to lay up the pressure for the entirety of the fight. You know, and right now I'm talking myself out of my own opinion.
Exactly. Yeah.
The more I think about this, the less certain I am.
It's sort of how it goes. Because it's interesting, I don't see this fight, first of all, going the distance. Secondly, I don't see Max getting submitted. I think he's far too crafty for that, nor do I see him getting knocked out by the strength of Charles. I mean, obviously he's a great striker, and Max has only really lost to Ilya via knockout, but that's a whole different kettle of fish, right? So I guess with that said, I kind of feel like I'm leaning towards a Max Holloway knockout victory here, but gee, it's a toss of a coin almost for me.
Well, like, off the cuff,
yeah,
I would have to say, like, Max is going to walk him down, he's going to land some shots and hurt Oliveira early in the fight. And I think that's going to be kind of the direction of the fight until he puts Oliveira away. Unless we see Oliveira go real heavy with the wrestling, push him up against the fence, hold him there, take him down. If the fight, for some reason, goes to the mat, Oliveira, especially in his last fight, looks so dangerous offensively with his jiu-jitsu. And it's crazy to think that it's been 11 years since these guys have stood across from each other. It's just, people change, times change. You know, Oliveira's jiu-jitsu looks better than ever.
Yeah, well, it's good that you mentioned that because I did want to talk a little bit about that first fight and our performance under pressure presented by Steel Blue Boots, established in comfort. Now, these guys meeting that one time in 2015, this was such an anticlimax. I remember this was sort of around the time that Conor fought Chad Mendes, and this fight sort of happened a bit lower in the division. What are your memories of this, Rob?
It's exactly as you said. It was so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It was like it was controversial in a way. Like the fans said Oliveira was quitting. I think we found out there was like a micro tear and like a really strange muscle in the neck, throat.
Yeah.
It's just, it's kind of haunted him his whole career.
Yeah.
But he changed the story completely. He did a complete 180. He brought it back. There is zero quit in the equation nowadays, okay? I don't think it was quit then because, you know,
he reckons he couldn't feel anything in the left side of his body. Like, he was saying, like, in the IV drip in the hospital, he couldn't even feel the needle going in. It was that serious.
Yeah, well, it was such a strange tear. And they said now they really can't understand, like, why his body reacted the way it did, which is crazy to say. But, he's changed the entirety of the story since that day, obviously. You know, he's now a former champion. He's now one of the biggest headhunters in the game. It's just, I don't think, I'm glad they're running this fight back because because of the impact it had so early in his career.
Yes. Well, I'll spare you the question of asking what your final tip is because I know how difficult it might be. But let's go to a short break here on Fox Sports. Right after this, we're going to hear that exclusive interview between Matty Johns and also UFC President Dana White.